Welcome to Guitar Unlocked Method. I am Seth Freeman, and this is day 10 of the 12 days of major scales 2025. We're doing major scales and pentatonic scales all in the first position, which is the first finger just behind the first fret, second finger just behind the second fret, third finger just behind the third fret, and fourth finger just behind the fourth fret. Now, I will tell you, this particular key that we're doing today, which is E flat, it has 3 flats, which you indicate like this. You go three down from across the stage. If you need to tell a fellow musician what key you're in without being able to talk. So 3 flats in the key of E flat. It's in first position. You can play it in first position with some open strings, 2 open strings. You can also play it in first position with no open strings, and that way it's a movable position up and down the neck. However, the more common way is second position. So it's stretching your first finger, your index finger, instead of your pinky. And so I'm going to show you all 3 of those as well as the pentatonic majors. So let's get into it. Starting on the E flat, you can't play the E flat down here because this is a low E, the 6th string. So we start on the 4th string, which is the D string, on the 1st fret with your first finger. And we're doing the open string method first, okay? So in actual first position. And then you're going to do your your third finger on the 3rd fret, which is F, and that's the 2nd of the key. Then your open string is G, the 3rd, and then you do an A flat, the 4th, with your first finger on the G string. Then your 3rd finger on the G string, you're going to play that B flat, which is the 5th. And then your first finger on the C, on the B string, the 2nd string, play a C note with your first finger. And then with your 3rd finger, play a D, which is the 7th of the key. And then finally up to the E flat. So altogether that first octave is... And then if we go up an octave, well, we can't go up an octave from there because we'd end up way up here. I'm going to try to stay in position for this lesson. You would go up to the 2nd, which is the 1st finger of the E string. That's your F. And then G with your 3rd finger. And then A flat with your 4th finger. And then back down. So... And then you go down to the open D string, and then your C is with your 3rd finger on the A string, the 5th string, and then B flat with your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the A string, then your pinky on the 4th fret of the E string, the low E, and then down to the G with your 3rd finger, the F with your 1st finger, and back up. So all together, that goes like this. Mistake. Everybody makes mistakes, and definitely me. But next step is to show you doing that same thing but without the open strings, same position. So it's all the same except for this pinky on the 3rd. Instead of that G there, you're going to play the G with the on the D string on the 5th fret. So, and then the other one that's going to be different is instead of going down to that D open string, you're going to play it with the 4th finger or the pinky on the 5th fret. So it's a stretch. There are 2 stretches here, so here we go. Stretch. And you see there's no open string on this one. Stretch again, and then back down to the 4th fret for that one. And then stretch again. Now, that's cool, but it's a lot of stretching between these fingers, which is difficult for me, and I feel like probably for other people too. It's a lot easier to stretch between your first and your second finger. So instead of playing first position, play it in second position and just stretch with the first finger the whole time. So like this. See how I'm using my, sorry. I could do this. Now, practically speaking, you might not stay entirely in one position or the other, and you can do it hybrid, and it's probably more common for guitar players to do it hybrid. It's not wrong. Right, now I'm back in first position. Then in second position. Then back to first position. Thinking of it that way will make you a little more fluid on the fretboard. You can either do it in first or second or a hybrid of them. You can do it with the open string in first or not. So now that you have that, I think that the hybrid one or the second position one is probably the one you would move around. So if I were to play this in the key of, I don't know, C, for example, I would move it to either fifth position, stretching the pinky, or sixth position, stretching the first finger. And that's the way you can move it up and down the neck. And now, pentatonic major, which is what I'm really trying to unlock for you here, is removing the fourth and the seventh in these major scales for soloing. You know, it's your go-to probably 80% of the time. And so that's, I'm going to do it the second position one. So it's the same three notes in the beginning, and then you just skip that fourth one and go to the fifth. And then coming back down, you're going to skip the seventh and skip the fourth. So again, I really like this hybrid approach more. That's me personally. So now I'm back in first position. Now I'm back in second position. Now I'm back in first position. So it goes like this. And there you go. There's the E flat major scale and the E flat major pentatonic. Yesterday, when I was talking about doing the E flat scale, I thought, oh, you're not really going to use this for much. But there is a song that is in E flat. A lot of people play it in E, but it's the Into the Mystic. And if you're going to be soloing over that song, a lot of people use a capo on the third fret or sometimes a capo on the first fret to play this song. But if you're going to be playing lead guitar on it, it's good to know that E flat major scale and be comfortable with it. I'm sure there are others, but that's the one that I know. Of course, tons of jazz and show tunes, and or if you take a song to Nashville and you want a singer to sing it in E, he might say, well, I prefer E flat, and the whole band will tune down. All right, enough of that. You all have a great rest of your day or night, and tune in tomorrow where we will unlock the B flat major scale and then finally the F major scale, and then we will be done. You will know all 12 major scales and major pentatonic scales in the first position with some tips and tricks and a few screw-ups here and there. You know, I leave the screw-ups in so that you feel comfortable messing up and trying again, because this is hard stuff and you got to make it fun. All right, see you tomorrow.